Hello everyone. Sorry because we're a little bit late because of technical issues and problem with the lights, but now it's stable so we can shoot the video. This is going to be our 7th graduation, and we would like to let you all know what Beauty Legacy is all about. So if you just joined our live streaming, I want to tell you what this is all about. For the past 1 month, I had a couple of students with me, and they were studying cosmetology, basically makeup and wig making. And thanks to Jehovah, they have completed the course successfully. So we deemed it fit to have a graduation ceremony for them, and that is why I'm live today. So it's all about the 7th edition of Beauty Legacy by Abner's graduation. So the 4 students, 3 of them are deaf and 1 is hearing. So we have 4 students who are graduating from our class today. Let me make this clear to you. This is not a lecture or me coming to waste your time. It's just about me coming to educate you about 5 things, basic things that you need to know about deaf people and sign language. This is why their graduation really means a lot to me, and I'm live today. My name is Cecilia Brigitte Abnabodo, and I'm the CEO of Beauty Legacy by Abner, Wigs and Webs by Abner, and Abner Cosmetics. Beauty Legacy by Abner is a brand that creates, recreates, and customizes wigs to fit its customers. What a customer has to do is you just give me your specific instructions, and I make a wig that fits your lifestyle and you as a person. At Beauty Legacy by Abner, we have addressed many of the issues that women have when it comes to the hair extension that they choose to use. So when it comes to hair extensions, we are very particular about what the women want to do and what they want to do with their hair. By following our 5 question checklist, which are mostly whether the hair looks natural, whether it looks like it came out from the scalp, is it going to be long lasting, can it tolerate heat, does it tangle? These 5 questions helps us to create a product or a wig that fits our customers and is an epitome for developing our products. We also seek to impart knowledge in entrepreneurial skills to both persons hard of hearing and hearing people. That is why we are here today, because I train deaf people. Really excited that my students are graduating today, and to me it's a very special moment for me. If you are unable to connect to Beauty Legacy by Abner, you can check on our other Instagram handle, which is Wigs and Webs by Abner. We're also live there. Our mission is to be Ghana's first integrated beauty school and train at least 100 students by the year 2030. So now, what are the 5 things that you need to know about deaf people? The 5 basic things that everyone or the general public needs to know about deaf people. First of all, did you know that formal sign language was first introduced to Ghana in June 1957 after independence by Reverend Dr. Andrew Jack Foster? He was a Black American missionary who came to settle in Ghana, and then he made it a goal to train a lot of deaf people. But during that time, they faced a lot of this stigmatization because most people thought being deaf was scarce. So if they happen to have a deaf person in their homes, they hide them from this doctor teaching them or training them to use the sign language. So the Ghanaian sign language was derived from the American sign language. That is why when an American is signing and a Ghanaian is signing, it is so clear for you to get understanding. Secondly, Section 37 of the PWD Act 715 explains that the use of derogatory terms like emu in our local language, which means deaf, is prohibited, and anyone who uses this name to call a deaf person can be arrested. Yes, you can be arrested. It is an offense to call a deaf person by the name emu, like Akosia emu or Ajwa emu or Ifia Cecilia emu. It is totally wrong. Or to call them deaf and dumb. The fact that they are deaf does not mean they are dumb. Most of them are very intelligent. Thirdly, did you also know that it's always important to look into the eyes of a deaf person when communicating? because mostly they use their facial expressions to communicate. So it's more easier when you look into the eyes of a deaf person, because they use their faces to express whatever they want to talk about, and it makes communication more easier for them. There are also some misconceptions that needs to be addressed. Some of them are they gossip. How do you know a deaf is gossiping when you don't even know what they are talking about, or you don't even understand sign language? They are normal people like all of us, and they also have normal conversations like all of us. So mostly what you might be thinking that they are talking about you might be something they might be admiring about you. It's not necessarily a gossip. Also, some people say they are aggressive. How can someone be aggressive if you don't provoke the person? So if you mock at a deaf and he throws stones at you or he fights you, you think they are aggressive. But they are not like that. They are friendly people. Some also say they are unfriendly, which is totally a lie. Deaf people are the best friends you could ever have, because they are good conversationalists and they love to talk. Some people also think deaf people are cursed, which is also not true. They are not cursed in any way. It is just a deformity, but it doesn't make them disabled or unable to work on their own. So we live in this 21st century where a lot of people still think being deaf is a curse and that they need to be hidden from the public. It's never true, and it doesn't work like that anymore. Deaf people are just like any other human being who do not hear, but they can speak with their hands, and that is their way of communicating. So if you can respect them for who they are, I think the world is going to be a better place for all of us. Also, some people even think deaf people cannot be schooled or cannot be educated. So instead of taking their deaf children to school, they'd rather leave them at home, and they end up being burdened. This is why Beauty Legacy by Abna is established to help these people learn a trade where they can depend on themselves and also sustain themselves with what they do. Some others also say they don't have bone marrow. I wonder how that is true. Deaf people are humans like all of us, and they do have bone marrow. So all these misconceptions about deaf people is not true. Disability is never inability. The fact that a deaf person cannot speak does not mean he can't work with the hands. So I'm being emotional. Anyway, so that's how passionate I am about them, because they are just like us, and yeah, we need to respect them for that. And lastly, did you also know that deaf people have one unique feature about them? That is, they emphasize their cultural and linguistic identity and accept to be called deaf people than dumb people. They are not dumb in any way. They speak with their hands, they understand, they're able to communicate. They are just like us, just like any other human being. So stop the stigmatization. When you meet a deaf, you can communicate with the person with your hand. You can learn simple sign language when you meet them, and they are the best people to teach you how to sign, because that is their language and they are very fluent with it. So if you want to know more about deaf people, their culture, deaf awareness, you can join my next class, which is coming off in November 16th in Kumasi. So if you live in Kumasi and you want to join my next class, you can join it through my contacts on my social media handles, 0248162703, or you can message me and I will get back to you. I can also send you emails of my application forms. You fill it up, you send it back to me, and then we take it up from there. So our next class is coming off in November 16th in Kumasi, and after Kumasi, our next class will be in Accra, which is December. The date is not yet confirmed. So feel free to drop a comment, feel free to ask any question you want, and don't hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Beauty Legacy by Abna. So thank you so much for having time to share this short moment with me. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure you've learned a lot. That deaf people are not dumb, and so their name is not deaf and dumb. They are only deaf and not dumb. I'm sure you also know that when you meet a deaf person, you are not supposed to use derogatory names like a moon or to tease them with this sign. They are not animals, they are humans like us. So if you tease a deaf with this and he becomes aggressive, don't think the deaf is just being aggressive. You provoked him. So I'm sure you've learned a lot today, and we'd like to call it a day and proceed with the certification, award certification. So the rest of the video will be posted on my YouTube page, hopefully in 2 days. So you do want to check it out when the time is due. And I really want to thank you once again for watching. And yeah, have a nice day. My name is Cecilia Brigitte Abnagodo. I'm a beautician and not a magician. Thank you.